I think a lot of you guys have been waiting for this video because I saw a lot of discussions, assumptions, and questions in the comments. I read them all, so let's get into this. While I give you an insight into this subject, I'm gonna get ready to pick up Jeffrey from his mountain bike trip. I'm currently in Wanaka, New Zealand, in a rental apartment for 2 nights, and I took today just to do some stuff that I have been postponing but really needed to get done. And I've already done the mountain biking, so Jeff was like, I'll go by myself so you can have some time for yourself. So I'm gonna be picking him up later today. I did everything that I could for now. My laptop is in the middle of rendering a video, so I can't really do anything right now. So I'm just gonna freshen up. I have a headache of sitting behind my computer screen for so long. And I'm gonna run myself a bath because I have a bath and I really wanna make use of the bath. And it's actually a spa bath, so I'm very excited about that. They also have a bubble bath outside, and I think we'll do that tonight. I think we're gonna put some bath and shower gel in there. Okay, that's running. Okay, so basically, what's been an ongoing topic in my comment section is how I am affording to travel long term. So basically, if you're new to this is my 3rd time going on a long-term travel. This time I'm away for 8 months. I have a little over 2 more months to go before I return home. So time is going by very quickly. But a lot of people assume a lot of things, have a lot of questions, and I'm here to answer all of them. So I hope I will. So the first thing I really want to get out of the way first is that my parents do not pay for my travels. A lot of people assume that they do because people think that I have no job or no money on my bank account, and they just assume that my parents are privileged enough to help me afford all these travels. But that's not true. When we were in Malaysia, of course, they wanted to pay for dinner like a couple times, especially as like a thank you because I arranged the whole Malaysia trip. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my previous video shows my parents flying over to Malaysia to join me for my trips for 2.5 weeks backpacking. But no, I do not take my parents' money. Ever since I was able to earn my own money, I earned my own money, and I always had 2 to 3 jobs at a time. When I did my very first world trip, I was 19 years old, and I was away for 5 months, and I went to Hong Kong, New Zealand, the United States, Canada, Austria, Czech Republic, Germany, and Croatia. I failed high school, so I had to redo 4 classes. And in that year of redoing those 4 classes, I had a lot of spare time, free time to work. So I worked a full-time job, and I had some other side gigs at night or during the weekend when I was off from my full-time job. That's how I earned my money, because I was able to work for an entire year and save up all that money because I was still living with my parents at the time. So I had no costs. After I graduated, it took me another half year before I really went out into the world. So I had like 1.5 years to fully get the money all together for a trip. For my second world trip, I went to do my minor in New Zealand, Auckland. This was in 2019, right before Corona. I was away for half a year. I did New Zealand, lived there for a few months, and then I went to Thailand and Vietnam and Bali. I had saved up some money, but every month I would get money from a student loan as well. That's how I was able to afford my rent in New Zealand, for example. And then all the traveling I did based off the budget that I got together from working as well. I always wanted to be independent when it came to money. Like, I never wanted to ask for money from my parents or other family members. I just never wanted to. I always wanted to make sure that I was able to arrange everything myself. Always, every little thing. All my bills, all the clothing that I was gonna buy for myself. So I always had 2 to 3 jobs, and I was always the friend that saved her money for her travels. Like, I wouldn't excessively spend my money on alcohol or go clubbing or like go to very expensive restaurants. Like, I had priorities, and my priority was traveling and seeing the world. So I saved up money for that. That's what my mindset was all about. This bikini is all knotted. I'm just gonna put the bikini on 1 second. There we go. Whew. That's nice. When I got back from New Zealand, I obviously didn't have a job, and I immediately started looking for a job, and then I got a job at a casino as hostess. And then the next week, COVID happened. So I was never able to work the job, and they had to fire me, which was the first time that I ever got fired. I got a job at a hospital instead because, you know, that kept on going. And I worked in room service. But after 3 weeks of working there, I realized I was sick and that I was soon going to be a patient at that exact same hospital. So I had no job, I got sick, it was COVID. Also, there's somebody. I think that's Jeff. That's very creepy. That's creepy. What are you doing here?
I'm your Uber Eats driver.
My Uber Eats driver?
Yes.
I was vlogging.
Huh?
I was vlogging, which is why I'm in my bikini.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna pick you up.
You are.
Did you cycle here?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi guys. It's her Eats delivery.
Thank you. How was the trip?
The trip was exhausting. And I did like, let me see, almost 35 kilometers.
Wow, that's good.
And I lost my phone on the track.
What do you mean?
Like literally.
Where is it now?
I had to cycle back. So
Oh, you found it though?
I found it again.
You got me macaroons.
Yeah. I hope you like them.
Were they good?
Yes.
Look, you got me macaroons.
She was like.
Wait, I'll go back to you guys.
Bye guys. Bye.
Bye, see you later. Bye.
Bye. I will close this.
Okay, he's gone. Where was I? I was studying communications in the creative industries at the time, so I was able to create content, work online. Also started to make more YouTube videos, and that kind of like kicked off, and I was able to work while being sick. Did some side jobs from my laptop, and I was able to do that, am able to do that up until now. So now I am remote working. Sorry, I gotta take a picture of Jack. Where's your bike? Bike. Bike. I want to take a picture of him with a bike. But I had a very steady income every single month. I got my own business. So I had a job. I still have a job. And now that I'm remote working, I still earn money while I am traveling. But I was able to, before getting onto my travels, to really save up for these travels. There he is. Bye. So before I started traveling, I was able to save up a lot of money. And now that I am traveling, I'm still earning money. Not as much as I did before, because while I'm traveling, I'm not really making content and I'm not really posting. I earn my money through AdSense and through product and service promotion in my videos. I don't earn off Instagram. I only get free products on Instagram. So my total income is coming from YouTube. But if you don't post, you don't earn any money. Like, I totally understand that this is not a normal situation, but I do work for my money. I am not necessarily privileged. I am privileged that I'm able to do this work and that I can work remotely, but I don't come from a privileged family who is able to totally fund my travels. I've always done it by myself. Earning money, saving up money, and being able to remote work is obviously a big step into long-term traveling, but there's also the way you travel that really contributes to how long you're able to travel for. I always shower after a bath. Am I the only one? I never put clean after a bath. Doesn't have to be a long shower. I think I was in there for maybe 2 minutes. But I feel fresher than after the bath. I have to take my nail polish off. I've had the same nail polish on my toes for a month now, and it's really starting to get ugly. But as I was saying, I also try to make sure that I travel as budget as I possibly can. So when I'm traveling solo, I stay in dorms, in hostels. And dorms are very cheap. When I'm traveling with somebody, even with my partner, I still stay at hostels, but I book a private room. Divided by 2 people, the private rooms are very cheap. With my parents in Malaysia though, we did Airbnbs, but then I always check prices, and it was very, very cheap still, like same price as hostels sometimes. Traveling with somebody actually makes your expenses go down, especially taxis and accommodation, or being able to afford a private room makes it so much easier when you have a travel partner. I also always try to take public transportation. I tend to do tours, but I always look at like free walking tours or very cheap tours, or unless it's like really something that I really want to do, like swim with wild dolphins or do the Gibbon experience. Like, those are once in a lifetime experiences. Before I go on a trip, I always calculate how much I think the activities are gonna cost. So I always have a list of things I want to do for sure, so I know that I have that in my budget. Also, food. I don't do expensive eating out because one, I always find the cheapest food to be the most delicious. Like the little food stalls where the local people eat, I tend to enjoy that the most. Sometimes when I really feel like it, I go and eat out a little bit more expensive, but I try to not overdo it on the food. There's, especially in Asia, such good cheap food. When I'm traveling, food is one of the most important things to me because I get to know a country by its food. When it comes to flights, I book my flights on this website called Momondo to check for the best deals. If it's not necessary to fly, I just tend to like take long buses. Those are always a journey, but I actually love like traveling. like the actual traveling. I love doing that. So obviously when you're away from home, you still have expenses happening in your own home country that need to be paid for. My car, I usually have to pay like a monthly fee for that, but I put it on hold. Little life hack, if you have a car and you're going out like abroad for a longer period of time, you don't want to pay your taxes or the insurance, you can actually put it on hold. This is something in the Netherlands though. I don't know if it's for every country, but if you put it on hold, you don't have to pay the monthly fee. Your insurance is still valid, will be valid when you return, and then you can turn it back on. And the taxes, you can also turn it back on when you get back. But your car has to be in a driveway that is your own property or somewhere where it's not on public road. So my car right now is at my uncle's garage. I also always make sure that before I leave traveling, I have different saving accounts with little budgets for like, I have to pay taxes for the city that I live in. So I have a little budget that says Utrecht tax. So when I get that bill while I'm away, I'll be able to pay that bill, which I think is really important. I subletted my apartment. If you're able to do that, I recommend doing that because that makes sure that when you get back, you'll still have your place, your house, your apartment, your studio, but you wouldn't have to pay your monthly rent when you're traveling. And actually same goes for when you bought yourself a house or apartment. If you rent it out, you can still pay your mortgage with the money that you get for the rent. Yeah, that's how I lower my expenses when I'm out and about traveling, but still have expenses at home. And of course, it's always very important to keep on track with your taxes at home. Like sometimes I tend to forget that I have a life in the Netherlands and responsibilities, and you know, I try to keep on track with those. And then of course, I also have a responsibility over my dog. A lot of you guys still don't know the situation with my dog Zia, my rescue dog from Italy. She is happily living with my parents. I actually have co-ownership or co-parentship. I'm a co-parent with my parents over Zia. We share her. My parents have a dog named KJ, and Zia and KJ get along very well. KJ is also a little bit autistic, and with Zia in the room, he tends to act a little bit more like a normal dog. He's the cutest out there, but sometimes he has his issues. So it's actually very, very beneficial for Zia to be at my parents' house. When I'm back in the Netherlands, that's also the go. Like 1 week I have her, the other week my parents have her, and she loves the change of scenery every now and then. It doesn't stress her out. But right now she is living life to the fullest at my parents' house. She's being well taken care of, and when I get home, I can't wait to cuddle her and see her. So yeah, that's the situation with my dog and my responsibility over her. So yes, I think I covered most of you guys' questions, or all of the questions. I'm not quite sure if I did. They were really good. That's so cute that he brought them over. And I should probably go and pick him up. Let's go pick up Jeff now. Let's see where he is. Let's lock that door. Jeff was gonna cook me lasagna tonight, but I just realized we don't have an oven. So I need to bring him the bad news that he can't cook me lasagna. This was gonna be his first night cooking for me on this road trip. And we got all the groceries, which is so stupid. So, I don't know what we're gonna do with the groceries. And I have to tell him the bad news in a second. Our key and wallets. We're gonna get a burrito. 3 years ago when I was in Wanaka, I got a burrito here at this burrito place, and it's still here, and it's been one of my favorite burritos. So we saw it yesterday and we decided to get a burrito after we finish mountain biking. So that's what we're gonna do now, and I'm very excited. I never know how to lock this. We're doing a different approach. I'm gonna lock this door from the inside, and we're just gonna use the back door because I know how to lock that one. Before I go and pick up Jeff though, I really wanted to say thank you though for supporting me over the last few years, because I can totally understand and I can totally see that if it wasn't for you guys, I would have never been able to go on these trips and not be kicked out of my house. I remember when I got my very first brand deal, and it was with Native. Amazing brand. Not sponsored. And I got my very first brand deal. I was already earning a little bit from AdSense, and I remember being so happy about it because I was sick and I had found a new place to live in, but I was finishing school, so I was gonna lose my student loan to be able to afford my rent, and I was afraid that I had to go back to my parents, which would not have been good for my mental health. Like, I need my own space, and I was so scared, you know, that I was gonna lose everything, and then that happened for me, and I am forever grateful. Like, I feel like I don't deserve any of this, but I am really grateful. So, thank you, because you guys are a very, very big reason why I'm also sitting here and being able to do this. So yeah, I just really wanted to say that. I'm sorry for getting emotional. That was really stupid. It's not stupid to get emotional, but I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up Jeff now. I have bad news. Can you walk with the... You like cycling too much, do you?
Yeah.
You cannot make the lasagna.
Why?
Because we don't have an oven. You can't say that. What the... You can't say that.
Darn. So we have to save it for another spot?
If we can find a lasagna bake.
Oh.
So I think we screwed ourselves over.
No.
Ooh,
Wow.
there's the Wanaka tree. There's a scale of 10 on the spice meter.
And 10 is not available.
10 is not available, so we got 8. Even Jeff got 8. Cheers.
Cheers.
Is this it? I don't think it's spicy.
It is quite spicy, but I understand why it's not spicy for you. It is spicy. It is good. Oh God. After you eat a burrito, it keeps getting worse. Oh. I think I get pretty far in hot ones, right?
You'll get really far in hot ones, yeah. They should have you on the show.
This was the second most hot one they had available. I don't know, it feels really strange. The worst part is if you breathe in, it gets worse. You have to breathe out. Oh no, breathing out is worse. In is good, out is bad. Oh, I'm gonna wash my face in water. My stomach is having a feast tonight.
I told you, why would you take the same burrito as I am taking?
I was like, I want to have the ultimate burrito vibe you had, you know?
We're gonna get a new burrito tomorrow, but not as spicy.
I'm gonna pick 1 out of 9. 1.
I think I'm gonna end the video here. If you like this video, please give it...
Wait. I recommend this place. The burritos are amazing. What's your sauce though? The burritos are amazing.
If you like this video and the burritos, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe and don't forget to turn your notification bell on so you know whenever there is a new video. I'm gonna take this big boy home now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!